Last but not least, we have our fourth to-do, which is we need to toggle the align style for formatted text when the appropriate button is clicked. So we need to be able to toggle the align style. So this left align, center align, or right align, and to have that apply it to the formatted text. So let's go down, let's look at the function. And our function that we're going to work with is align text. And I have a few hints for you here. So the first hint for you is you need to use the style property of the element instead of using the class list or the class name property, right? I want you to see that there's different ways of doing things, right? So you need to use the style property. That's number one. The second thing you need to make sure to untoggle the active state for all other align buttons. Now, what does that mean? That means that when I click this one, right, everything else, for example, let's say this was active before. If I click this, this needs to be unactive. So you have to make sure that only one of these are only active. Now, how do you do that? We're gonna figure out later. But for now, I want you to go ahead and to try it out for yourself and to come back, and then we're gonna do it together. Looking into this feature, we need to do a few things. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to set obviously the active state. So we're going to get the element dot class list dot, as we had it before, class list dot toggle active, correct? Toggle active. So let's try that out. So toggle active, and we need to connect this align text function to the button. Now we have 3 buttons, right, but only one function. You might be asking yourself, well, what do we do in this case? Well, we are going to use the same function for those 3 buttons. It's just that you see here, we're passing the alignment type. So we're using a parameter to compensate for different functions. So in this case, for example, if we're going to do an unclick function, unclick equals align text, we're going to pass in the element, and we're also going to pass in a string, which in this case is going to be left, because this is a left align button. All right, we're going to copy this. For the center line, which is the center align button, we're going to do center. For the right align, we're going to do right. The great part about this is we're using one function, but it's covering different bases, right? Left align, center align, and right align. And let's see if that works as it should. So if we go ahead and we console.log align type, and also the element toggle active should work as well. So let's try that out. Refresh it. And we're going to inspect element, console, just like that. And we're going to do left align, center align, right align. So we are getting the alignment type, which is great. Obviously, it's not actually aligning because we don't have the function for that. But you can see the problem is, and now everything is active, right? Now we don't want all these to be active. We only want one of these to be active. So that's one of the things that we have to cover. So we want to make sure that only one of these is active. But for now, let's actually go ahead and change the style of this format text to align the text as we pass it in. Now, one of the ways we can do that, remember we said we want to use the style property instead of like a classless property. And so let's go ahead and we do, oops, not here. We can do document dot get element by ID. And just like we had it before, it's text output, right? Document element by the text output. And in this case, it's going to be dot style dot align text. So text align equals, and we're going to align it to the align type, just like so. And that's pretty much it. So let's see if that worked out. If we go ahead and refresh it. Okay, Command K to remove this. Type something in. Center line. It's center aligned. Right aligned. It's center right aligned. Left aligned. Let's look into what it's represented. If you look at it, you see all it's doing is it's adding a style, an actual inline style to the element. So style text lines left. If we do center, now it's center. If we do right, now it's right. But again, we still have the problem of the active. So let's take care of that right now. In order for us to make sure not everything is active, when we go ahead and we click on one of them, we want to make all of them inactive in a split second, right? So we want to make them all of them inactive. The way we can do that is by, obviously we have to get all those elements. We can do that by let buttons list equals document dot get element by class name. Now, what is the class name? If we look at the buttons, every single button has the same class, align, align, align. And that was on purpose because we want to be able to get all of them in one take. Now, if we do get elements by class name align, we're now going to get all of those elements. And then what we want to do now is we want to loop through them. So we do for, we do let, remember how we do loops? We do let I equals 0, I is less than buttons, less dot length, right? And then I plus plus. And so now we're looping through all of the buttons, and we want to make sure that we toggle, that we remove the class active from all of them. We can do now buttons list dot, well, remember we want to get at a certain index, so we do at this ith index dot class list and dot remove active. We don't need this anymore, obviously, because we're not toggling anymore. Now, once we remove the active on all of them, we want to add the active on the one that we clicked. So if we go ahead and we do element dot class list dot add active, now only the one that we clicked is the one that's going to be active. Everything else is going to be inactive. So that's the great idea about how this works. Let's try it out. We save this. Okay. Left align. Okay, good. Center line. Look at that, right? So not only one of them is active, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. Guys, and now we've got for you, we have got a very simple text editor that does the work that you needed to do. If we literally go ahead and we do, okay, this is the title, think of it as a notes app, right? Title, you want to left align this for now. Title, goals, let's say you have some goals, goal number 1, right? Goal number 2, and so forth. You can keep going. You can center align it if you want to. You can bold it. You can italicize. You can underline it. Guys, we've literally created a text editor, and that's a very important functionality, and that says a lot about what you can do. So amazing job on making this on getting through the DOM module, and amazing job on finishing this project. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next videos. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.